Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, guys.
It's a lovely
Oh, it's beautiful.
in Newark.
Had a
Been nice the last few days.
Oh, wonderful time. Newark's absolutely beautiful. I've taken, Josh didn't come out with me, but I met up with Paul from Narrowboat Timaru and Sue, his very nice friend. They're lovely people. They're the ones that gave me a lift last time when we were coming on. Yeah, I met up with them and they showed me around Newark, showed me all the great charity shops. Fantastic was. I had a couple. I went into a lovely church, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's funny because when we went in the church, I've got to tell you this. When we went in the church, there's two ladies sat there with a table there, so we're just going because he's in the marina, I think King's Marina or somewhere, and Sue lives here. So we went in the church, and the lady says, "Oh, have you come to see the flowers?" And Paul said, no, we're just coming and have a look around the church. So we sort of moved on, looked around the church, had a cup of tea in there, and as we left, there's a massive sign saying, flower show today, £5 each. So we didn't even realise. So Paul just said, no, we're having a look around the church. So yeah, and the castle, Newark Castle is beautiful. But I took some photographs.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
And there's an old like fashion market there that's there all every day, I think. Fantastic place, lovely.
I don't feel like going because I had to do some editing and my anxiety was pretty high.
Yeah.
But we've also
And you didn't want to leave the boat, did you?
No, it's a bit of a dodgy spot. We've also got this, guys.
Yes.
I've got a pack that you haven't got. I've got a pack that you haven't got. Well, some of you might have this. This is the head of navigation plaque on the
lovely
Chesterfield
plaque.
Canal.
Really
You only
lovely
get
plaque.
you only get this if you take photos and proof.
And then you
like
get
silver
this.
Peller.
You get this to go with it.
You went there. Still have to pay £9.50 for it, but
yeah.
it's
And you
a
get
unique
a
plaque.
certificate.
Yeah.
But you pay a tenner for just the other ones. So, oh, that's lovely. I was really pleased with that. And I've just got to show Mick Hibbert because he said, "Are you going to show on the channel?" So there you go, Mick. And he's off on Seth Ellis the weekend on the Chesterfield Canal. He's the skipper on there, so he's taking people up and down.
So you're stable in Chesterfield. Yeah, we had no trouble here on the weekend actually.
No.
Dodgy people really. A few kids fishing, and the first night it was funny because there were some people fishing behind us. Most likely Polish or Lithuanians or Romanians.
Just because there's a policeman out there.
And the policeman out there talking to them, because I checked the security camera to see what's going on. It's 9 o'clock at night, 9:30.
Dark.
He comes along and he's talking to them, and then Mum, he speaks to him after.
Yeah. Yeah, I said, because he started to walk towards the boat, and I said, "Oh, everything all right?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, the fishermen aren't allowed to fish after dark here." He said, and also he said they haven't got licences, so I've had to send them on their way.
Yeah.
So I don't think they got charged or anything. So he was quite lenient. And it's funny because he was here yesterday just by the boat, but I don't know why.
Which is good to know that there's a copper around there.
And no, absolutely fine, wasn't it, Josh?
No, yeah, we watched the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, we don't usually watch football. What
We only watch.
Yeah.
We didn't really watch the women when they're in the final.
Yeah, the women, watch the Euros.
and
We watched
won.
semi-finals and all that, the Euros, but we only watched the final, which, yeah, shame they lost, but Spain, I think Spain did play better. But we played well in the second half, but yeah, shame, but it's the first time we've got
an
to...
English person in Spain right now.
Yeah, but with the first time we've got to the World Cup since 1966, and it's the women!
Leave it to the women to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what
I'm
else?
off this morning to take Tabitha for a cup.
Every time
I say Tabitha, sorry, I'm taking Ash back to Retford this morning for a check-up. So she's been all right, hasn't she, Josh? She's been a bit lethargic, hasn't she?
Me and Dad are going to
The only
cruise
good
20
thing about-
miles to Holme Lock, just before Nottingham, 4 locks, 20 miles. Mum's going to meet us there because she's got to go take Ash.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd take this opportunity, so I'd have to cycle back ages.
But this is quite good with the concrete here, and your roof is the only thing is your roof's level to the towpath. So Paul and Sue were saying that you have people jumping on the roofs and things like that, but luckily we didn't know anything.
It's 7 minutes, so let's get going.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
enjoy!
This GRP marina here was actually made out of an old gravel pit, which used to be a good use of the space, I suppose. This is also where the River Devon, what a weird name, I wonder why it's called that, comes into the Trent here. But it's actually not pronounced Devon, as in Devon the county, it's pronounced Devon, like River D and Von. This is the Aram weir, and luckily I did look up the pronunciation of this one because it said nothing like its spout. Yeah, when I saw this weir on the map, I wasn't expecting a weir of this magnitude. It's really huge, and I would not want to come on here on red boards, you know, and be sucked into that weir. To be honest with you, that is probably a cheaper way of getting a Y-beam, isn't it? I mean, not saying that all Y-beams do, but a lot of Y-beams you buy them just to live on. You don't really use the engine, so might as well just buy a floating caravan. Looks like someone's building a little floating pontoon for their house. This is the lovely village of Fiskerton. Quite a posh little place, and as you can see, it's got a big wall. I imagine that's for flood defences in the winter. Levels probably go as high as that wall. Okay, first off, let me just clarify that Dad has not been on the River Trent before. He doesn't know what these approaches are like onto the locks. He doesn't know that the weirs are so powerful that they just push you. And coupled with the wind today, didn't really help. And now we thought this GRP cruiser was going to go in the lock, but they were just moored on the lock landing, and Dad took the approach past them a little too tight and a little too slow, but he wasn't compensating for the weir, which he had no experience with. So the wind in the weir caught the side of the boat, turned it into a sail, and pushed it into the GRP boat. Although it didn't do any damage, all it did was push up against his big fender. But that's when he screamed inside the boat. And he wasn't too happy about this. But I understand where he's coming from. You know, a 20-ton boat smashing into his GRP cruiser. It doesn't mix very well, although we didn't do any damage whatsoever. We just lightly pushed up against his fender. So we made it to the first lock, Hazelford lock.
Hazelford.
And we couldn't even go through one lock without disaster. I did warn Dad about what happened, like these weirs are really strong and they push you, like they push the side of the boat and they don't come head on. Dad took it a bit tight going in front of this GRP who was on the lock landing.
We haven't got much
We were
room.
thinking they were going through the lock.
We didn't have much room in front of us. It was 70 foot long, so I had to come in a bit close. I don't know this river, so I come in a bit close, but I didn't anticipate the weir would push us.
Yeah.
And we pushed into his fenders, and
massive big balls.
And he screamed, but I was pushing
Whoa!
off. I was pushing off as well, but he was angry, coming out a word with me. But I spoke to the lockkeeper about it, and I said, I'm ever so sorry that, you know, I hit his boat. There was no damage. I said, he said, yeah, I've seen that, but you've been moored there overnight. You shouldn't be on the lock landing. You should drop back. So the lockkeeper's going to have a word with him in case it happens again. Because another narrowboat comes. We got no bow thrusters, so I couldn't correct anything. So if another boat
Dad's
comes,
not done this river before, he doesn't know.
he said if another boat comes, it can happen again. So he's going to go and have a word with him and see if we can drop his boat back off the lock landing.
Yeah, thankfully we calmed the situation down. Yeah, he was alright about it in the end. There's a lovely bit of red sandstone rock here that almost reminds me of the River Severn. Looks like an old wharf here, big commercial ships used to come up. Now it's not used anymore, you could probably moor there. You wouldn't have a chance of how of getting a big boat in there now, it's so silted up. Well, this is our last lock and we're just before Nottingham here, and this is where we want to moor up. I don't know if you can see it, but there's kids all over the place swimming down there at the lock. Well, this is Home Lock, which is an absolute beast of a lock at 12 foot deep, and it's Stenson Lock on the Trent and Mersey. It's a shame. The red van. Here you'll see that part of the weir for Home Lock has been turned into a whitewater course for canoes. That's part of the National Water Sports Centre. Luckily there was a couple of spaces we could just fit in here.
Windswept. I'm not windswept, but I am windswept because the trouble is, I don't know, when I wash my hair it all goes all over the place the next day.
Well, we made it to Home Lock and we found a mooring, luckily, because it's absolutely ram-packed up. There's about 2 moorings when we got there. There's 1 left.
The only problem is I got here and it's private land. You have to pay to park, and it's like a water activity centre, isn't it?
Obviously, I knew you had to pay £5 to park there, but I thought this at the lock was its own separate land, and it was like a little spot that not many people knew about that was free parking. So I knew it was going to be dodgy if we could park here for free anyway.
So you had to go through about 4 or 5, like, it was a big place, like a bit like the Olympics, like for rowers and everything, a big bit of...
Big rowing lake.
Yeah, which is really nice, with lanes, and you
got the rapids here.
And you got the, you can do rapids here and everything.
It's that spot, remember seeing everyone else's vlogs?
Oh yeah.
And they show off the rapids, that's where this is.
So we have to go through all the cut, and the bottom of the van was touching over the sleeping policeman. But so I came up here. Josh said just follow it, so I followed it to the lock, and I asked the lock keeper, and he said no. He said I wouldn't park here. He said he said make sure you go back now. He said and do your QR code and you pay for it. He said because I work here, and he said I've had 2 tickets, so he owes £200 so far, and he works there for CRT. So because it's private land, so I went back and done the QR code, and I paid the fine. You got no alternative on there. It just don't come up with tariffs or anything. It just comes up with like £5 for the day, or £4.70 plus 30p administration or something. So it's a £5. And I got till midnight tonight. So Josh, you found another little spot, didn't you?
Because obviously we want to leave the van here till Wednesday, and I'm going to cycle back Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go tomorrow, and I'm going to cycle back Wednesday because I won't do it the same day, of course. So obviously we can't pay for parking when we're not here, can we?
No. You could go on there, but I don't want to pay another tenner.
Yeah, £15 probably, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be, because if I stay Tuesday and Wednesday, yeah. So I'm not willing to pay that.
I found a spot which is only a mile and a third.
Yeah.
Off the land, and just in a lay-by. And my mum walked back, got a bit of exercise.
And walked back.
Yeah, as we got to this lock, as you saw at the bottom, there was kids swimming again.
As we were leaving,
told him off though.
as we were
I know, that's what I'm
leaving,
getting to.
a police car
Oh,
came
sorry.
along,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Saw a police car come down. He went and told him off because I think they were smashing bottles and stuff.
Yeah, I think the lock keeper, because he did say, he said, oh, I let them enjoy their self, he said, and swim and everything, but if they do start causing trouble, he said, I do usually ring the police. So obviously they're starting smashing bottles and everything, so I think he must have rung the police. Yeah. Really nice guy. What were the lock keepers like? Because they've been really
they're
nice.
all nice.
On
All
there,
nice. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. They're all nice.
Yeah.
Every lock we've been in.
Yeah. Really nice.
Which has changed from the Thames.
Yeah,
We
because
get the odd nice one.
yeah, we found, well, the 38 miles or whatever we done. They were. I know we didn't have many locks, but they were all nice, weren't they? On there.
We filled up on like 2 millimeters of water because it was such rubbish pressure that there was no water even getting into there because the kinks. There wasn't enough water pressure to go through the kinks.
Yeah, really
in the
slow, I
hose.
think.
So we decided we're not going to wait any longer because if we waited longer, someone might have come and taken this spot.
Yeah,
and
there's
then
only
I
one.
don't know what I would have done.
There's only this one, because I said to Josh, as I walked past, I said, I'm sure you'll get in. I'm sure there's a couple up here you'll get in, but this is about the only one. And the other one is in front of
Couple of
massive
GRPs,
gin
yeah.
palaces.
They don't want to,
So.
fart about round there but in case we touch it. One of their fenders. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to fill up more tomorrow. We've got to go through Nottingham tomorrow. Then we're going to more up at Beeston. No, a bit further on than Beeston, next lock. And then it's just like a mile, and then you're onto the crossroads, or the cross canals, rivers, whatever they are. We've got the Earwash, the River Soar, the Trent, and then the Trent and Mersey. And of course, we're going on to the Trent and Mersey again. Sorry, Earwash, we're going past you again for the third time back doing you. Just because there's no reason for us to really go up there. It's too built up.
If anyone's wondering as well, Ash is absolutely fine. She had her check-up. Her wound is really, really nice and clear, but because she had the baby girl and she didn't like it, so she kept gnawing like at it, so she's made herself a little sore on her leg now. So hopefully that will, I've got to keep an eye on her, hopefully that will get better. Because Retford now is about over an hour. Yeah,
Took you
just
an hour
over
to
an
get
hour. Took me an hour, so
Yeah.
hopefully she's going to be alright. So
Yeah, so join us tomorrow as we go through Nottingham.
yes.
And it's actually in the Nottingham Canal, it's not the River Trent. The canal goes off there, used to be a whole network. Nottingham Canal, and it joins the Grantham. We'll see the entrance to the Grantham Canal. The lock is still there with its gates. But I don't know when the last time they were used.
Should be interesting. And hi there, Will, because it's Will's.
Will's
Oh
home.
no, birth town, but I think he come from here, Nottingham, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we're in your town, or we will be, Will, tomorrow.
So don't say anything too bad about it. Okay. See you tomorrow.
See you later.
Bye.